What's up, everybody? It's your boy Trevor Reviews back here with another video. You know it. Here to bring you another video. Here to bring you a manga review, which I haven't done in a while. I think I've done 2 on this channel already. But this one I really had to do. I had finished it a while ago, and I just had to do this manga review. Now, before I go any further, let me just put out there that this manga is not in a English book form release. So to read it, you have to go on a website, which I will leave the link to the website to read the entire manga. Up to you. And also, it is already had a 4 OVA series, and they made a Netflix series out of it. So there is supposed to be season 2. So spoilers for anyone who does not want to have spoilers for what might happen in the Netflix series. Don't watch the video. But here I'm going to bring you is the review of Alice in Borderlands. Before I start, let's say Alice in Borderlands is a fucking meta of an anime. Like, this one anime, at the end of the story, at some point in the story, I started questioning what is reality and what is life anymore. I do not know what it was. The biggest question in the entire manga itself is what exactly is the Borderlands is. Like, what is it? Like, where are they? Like, they're in a city that looks like Tokyo. It is Tokyo in a way. Everything they had in their original Tokyo city is there. It's just, they're not there. Anyways, let me get the story. So the story follows this guy named Arasu, who, low-key is kind of a loser. He plays video games all day. He hangs out with his friends. He doesn't care about school that much, but he is a smart kid. His brother is his dad's favorite. His dad kind of belittles him. He's walking more like your brother, blah, blah, blah. He's a better son, da, da, da. You know, the bullshit that parents do sometimes. And one day he goes out and he's goofing off with his friends. They're at a bar, they're drinking, having fun, and I forgot exactly what they did. I think it was like they set off fireworks in the middle of the street, and they were chased by cops, and they end up hiding in the subway station. Now, in the series, or in the Netflix series, it's the subway station bathroom stall, one of the stalls. In the manga, it's just the station itself. They hide in the station, which, now if you think about it, it's really not that good place to hide because people can still see you. So, I mean, the bathroom is a better place, I guess. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So, all of a sudden, they come back out, and there's no one there. There's no one there. Now, that's in the live action. I do not know what happens in the manga because I went from, so when I watch someone, say for this example, a great example would be Sakurai or this, which I've done a review on Sakurai before, is basically, when I've watched the series, I try to pick up right where I've left off in the series. So at the time when I had watched Alice in Borderlands, I had finished the Netflix series, and I picked up right from where I left off in the Borderlands series, which, if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to tell you where I left off on, but just go watch the series if you haven't watched it yet. Great series, by the way. Anyways, so they go into this world, and this world looks like just like Tokyo. There's this huge city, but it's not Tokyo. Everyone's gone. Everyone is the streets are empty, and they're like, is it a holiday? We're supposed to get off work, something like that. I don't know what's going on, right? Well, they're in this world called the Borderlands, and in this world, you have to play games to survive, basically. What it is, so you have games that are represented by cards, and the 4 different things that are diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs. Each thing represents a different thing. So, for example, diamonds, I think, was teamwork and balance. No, diamonds is intelligence. It's a game of wits. You know what? I'll have the fucking things on the side of me right here. I'll put them at one point. But diamonds is like intelligence or wits, something like that. Clubs is or spades is you have physical endurance games where you have to be in physical. Actually, the first game they play, I think, is a diamond game. It's the Four of Diamonds. I could have been getting on this all messed up. I'm sorry, but and that's where they have to basically. He had to figure out like each room is another door is either safe or not, and they have to use like he has to use his logic and all this stuff to like to pattern. They have to figure out a pattern. It was a really cool first game I gotta admit. Anyways, where was that? Sorry. So then there's Hearts, which I believe I would say this Hearts is the most horrific of the games. They're meant to play against your emotions, your psyche, and it's usually used psychology. It makes you do things that you don't want to do. Like for example, one of the games for example, for me personally, that was really fucked up and was a heart game, was the game he plays with his friends that ends up getting them killed in the manga and in the game, which is Wolf and Ram. I think it was a Predator and Prey, or I think it was Wolf and Ram. And was one person was the wolf, one person was the ram. But the ending of the game is whoever is the ram at the end of the game loses. So it was really hard to. I forgot the rules of that game, but basically they have like a collar that has like an electric, like it's gonna blow up their heads, and in the end he loses all his friends, which is fucked up. But you know, and RC was really fucked up from about it, and he doesn't want to play games anymore. Blah, blah, blah. There's a whole faction in this series that like that ends up like trying to beat the games on their own because they think of getting the way to get out of the Borderlands is you have to like collect all the cards, which is technically wrong, not wrong, but also not right at the same time. What you have to do to get out of the Borderlands, technically, which is later on revealed, is that you have to beat all the games, and you'll be given a choice whether you stay in the Borderlands and become a resident of Borderlands, or would you want to play? Do you want to go back to the real world? Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So he meets this girl, Usagi, who at first tried to help him out of his depression when he has lost his friends, and later they kind of develop a romantic relationship. Yes, there was a romance between them. Fun fact: the girl in the anime that played the karate girl that with the dreads, they didn't type her pretty well because of the manga, and I'm not trying to be like, yo, small shaming on the breasts. No, in the manga she has big boobs. In the live action thing, they picked someone with not big boobs, which is it's not really a big deal, but it's like you kind of have to be like I like more like when it's like to a manga to like you're taking an adaptation from a manga to like a TV series or a movie or obviously live action TV series. It'd be better if you try to typecast what the character looks like in the manga. Everything else they did great for every character. The dude, I forgot the dude's name that has like the beach blonde hair. He was a lot less more intimidating in the show than he is in the book or in the manga. He's a lot less like in the manga in the live action show. I was like, okay, I don't want to fuck with you. In the manga, you're like, okay, you're kind of cool, you're kind of a little scary, but not that scary. Anyways, so after that, they go into all these games. They play. My favorite game has to be. There's two favorite games I really liked. And they were both heart games. Or actually, three of them I liked really well. And they were the heart games. And that was the third. There was number 10 of Hearts, and that was the Witch Hunt. I think it was called. And it was basically done like, and it was a scene in the series, the live action series. It's basically one person has killed themselves. Find a person who's someone that's dead. The person who killed them is a witch. Find the witch and burn her in the burn her or him in the purified sexual fire outside and end the game. And that's how you win the game. Well, the thing is, no one really murdered the witch, but there's a whole bunch of fucking chaos happens. People start killing people. It's a real fucked up 3 episodes in the Red Higgins in. Anyways, so if you lose a game, but you don't have anything in the game itself that will kill you, you'll get best way I can describe it is a laser comes out and shoots your head and shoots you with a laser and kills you. That's the best way I describe it. Anyways, my other favorite heart game is when they do, I think it's the Jack of Hearts or the King of Hearts, I do not remember. And it was, they basically were playing a gigantic game of capture the base and war, where each person has like a bracelet with a amount of points by team, and then they break up. You have to break up the points. I think you have like 30. Each of you get like 47,000 or some points. You have to break them up evenly, and in the end, one of the characters had to die. Actually, a lot of people had to die in that, but one character had to die on Arthur's team to get the win because they were sorely down and they needed one more point to win. Or they were like a couple points, and to win, he had to like break off his he got his arm caught in like a canister, or like a big ass, one of those storage doors you see at like a dock. He got his arm cut on one of those, and they had to cut off his arm, put the bracelet on his arm, okay, and then he finessed the leader of the other guys he's fighting to win the game. And I actually felt bad because the leader and him kind of got along. We're kind of like the same person, and he said we could have been friends, and yeah, he could have been friends, and he's like, but I lost, and that's basically it. Where Arthur then after that match is like, yeah, I'm not playing games no more. The best thing about playing the games though is after you win the game, how many say what number it is, or I think it'll be like your number gives you a certain amount of days that you don't have to play games. Like you're free to do whatever the fuck you want. And if you don't play a game, after that time's up, you get killed. You get, bolt shoots you, and a laser bolt shoots you through the head, and you die. But yeah, the best part is you beat a game, you get you get the time off playing the games for a little bit. I think you can go up to 10. I believe face cards would be like 10 worth 10 days off. I'm not being. I didn't really. They never really explained it in the manga for how much worth face cards are, but I believe they're worth 10 days off. Anyways, back what I was saying. So in the manga at this point, Arasu is yeah, I'm not fucking doing more games, and while other games are going on where we get into two other characters who actually are legit psychopaths and like the Borderlands, even though it's a really fucked up place. And they're yeah, well, when we get the chance, we're gonna stay. If we beat the game's beat and we're still alive, we're gonna fucking stay, bro. One game, I'm not even gonna lie, I think the easiest but the most fucked up game was the final game in the series, and that was the Queen of Hearts, I believe it was. I could be so wrong. Don't even get me wrong. I could be so wrong, but I think it was the Queen of Hearts. But the reason why it's the most fucked up, but also kind of the easiest game there was, is it's basically this one girl, which I'll leave a picture of her on the, thing when I'm done. She's the leader. I guess you could say the leader of this world in a way, but not really the leader of this world because it will come into play later. And their final game is just to play croquet, which is croquet is you hit the ball in the mallet into the holes, and Arsu does not have to win. All he has to do is finish the game, and the game's over. All the games are over. He won't die, but she will. All he has to do is finish the game. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. He just has to finish the game. There's a key though. At one point they take for a break, and he keeps asking her, "What is the Borderlands? What is the Borderlands?" And she finds okay, I'll tell you. And she goes into the spiel oh, we're 1,000 years in the future, and diseases are gone. Everyone's happy-dory. Everything's going well, but everything's boring. So people decide to create digestive tubes where you can upload memories of the past and put people inside of them, and that's what this is. I'm so he's saying the entire world is we're in the future? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. She just does it again, aliens, and then she does it again. Dude, I counted 3 times. 3 fucking times that this woman fucked with ours. She's yeah, this is what is going on. Really? No, fuck, I was just kidding with you. Really? This one? No, I was just fucking with you. She fucked with Arsu so bad, and I'm bitch, are you gonna tell the truth or what? The final is just, okay, fine, I'll tell you the truth. Turns out you're actually in a coma. I'm a doctor, and your friends all got murdered in front of you, and that's why, and you can't cope with it, so you created this world, and this is all that. And what happened was it's actually a lie that does, but he put something in his tea that he's been drinking, which is a drug. I forgot what the drug does, or the name of the drug. They say they name it, but the drug basically cuts off the part of your brain from the rest of your body that works to preserve your life. It means you care about your own life. It cuts it off, so it's not reacting. Usagi is trying her damn hardest to snap Arisu out of it. I mean, she's trying, like, everything. And then finally, I think Usagi went to the necessary extreme at this point, because I love this one scene. It was a great scene, and the look on the I guess you say the villain's face, on her face, was like priceless. So she takes like I guess a knife or a box cutter knife and slits her wrists. Usagi slits her wrists, and I think she does this and does this. I don't know what she did. I think she slits her wrist, but I don't know in which way. Either she did this or this. I think this would have killed you instantly. I think she just does this, and Isagi says, "Oh yeah, you might have cut off the part of his brain that doesn't want him to live, but not the one to protect me or anyone else. You haven't cut off that part." So he starts to snap out of it. Holy fuck, you're bleeding the fuck out. He puts the pads on her, and he just uses like the villain just like kind of laughs like, "Oh yeah, well I've lost. Let's finish this game, shall we?" And she's like, "Okay, sure, why not?" And he said at the end of I love this part. He says, "After all that, I actually had fun playing croquet. It was just a fun game, and it was just nothing like it was something else." And I love the fact that in the anime, also in the manga, the guy who in the live action series has got burned in the martial arts girl took his ass out. He didn't actually take his ass out. He's still in the manga, and he's still he's one of the survivors at the end of the game. The games. But anyways, fast forward a little bit further, and he doesn't win the actual croquet game. But they but anyways, like I said, you don't have to win the croquet game. She ends up dying, and then there's a huge voice. They all come out and survive. Like they're all like, "Yay, you won! We won the game!" And a huge voice says, "Congratulations on winning all the games. You have a choice now. Do you want to stay in the Borderlands, or do you want to go back to the real world?" Everyone except for the two people I already mentioned, there's two psychopaths, said, "Yeah, fuck this place, we want out." And the two guys were like, "Yeah, gladly, we'll fucking stay. We love this place, bitch." Even though they didn't say it like that, but they're like, "Yeah, we'll stay because we like this place." And now they're the new residents of the Borderlands. Anyways, come to find out, this is where the big key of what the Borderlands really is. So what happened was, in actuality, a huge ass meteorite hits the area outside where they were all in Tokyo, causing everyone a huge infrastructure damage and a lot of that, and causing everyone to have go into a small coma, where they've been having a near-death experience. Legit, the Borderlands was the border between life and death. Hence the term Borderlands. The land of the living and the land of the dead, they were on the border between it. That's what the world of the Borderlands is. Which, really gotta say, that's a real meta way to end a story, kind of end a story and give an explanation. Plus, the idea of the Borderlands actually is a borderland was badass. It was real badass. So, it's a really good play on using the title to your advantage in your story. Then again, there's no Alice. I guess unless you're trying to do Arisu, which would have been better if you put Arisu in Borderlands. It would have been a better name for it, but So he comes up, and everyone's like, oh, he doesn't remember anything from the real world or the world there. But all the people that he's met at this time in that world are there at the hospital that he's in. He kind of asks his brother to teach him more about how to be, teach him stuff, and so he can be a better student with his father, a better kid that his father would be proud of. And he has realized that he wants to become a psychologist. And he meets Usagi again in the real world. Granted, she has no idea who he is. And he meets her at the vending machine in the hospital, which is really funny. He's taking his sweet time trying to get his food, wherever he got. She's like, "Oh, can I use it? You've been staying there for 5 minutes." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. He's like, and then he goes, and then he walks back. He gets the thing like, "Have I seen you here? Known you before? Have I seen you here before?" I'm like, "No." And he goes, also, can I get my change? And then she says, and I quote, "Is that your version of a pickup line?" And he says, "No, but let's just leave it at that. It's a pickup line." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's a player ass move. I'm not even gonna lie." Like, he's like, "No, it's not really. I wasn't trying to pick you up, but let's leave it at that. Okay, let's leave it like I was trying to, but I really wasn't." And at that point, they kind of get together. They're like, "Yeah, do you want to go outside and go eat our snacks on the outside?" Like, "Yeah, it's a nice day. Why not?" And it kind of hints that they're actually going. They're going to go out. There's like a small catch with other characters, like one the dude that from the anime or the live action series that was a little freaky. Like I said, it was like I wouldn't fuck with. He's talking to the guy that was burnt. They have a cute, cool, kind of funny exchange. The other dude, we get to meet a couple other characters talking, and then one of my favorite parts, I think, is the ending. The ending is my favorite part, where it's like 14 years, like a couple years into the future, and I think it was like 5 or 10 years, and Japan's facing a lot of problems after the meteorite destruction. There's infrastructure damage, the economy's going down, there's a lot of suicide rates going up, a lot of problems. And there's a news, and it's the anniversary of all the things going on, and the reporters going around asking what's happy about life, or what is life about, right? And what makes you happy to be alive, right? And a few people were like, "Yeah, nothing really makes me happy to be alive. I'm just happy to be alive. Life just sucks, but I deal with it." People are like, "Oh, this and this and that, this and this and that." One guy tries to hit on the reporter, and then finally, it's Irish's turn. Irish's walking across the street on the phone, and she says, Sir, I'm with the We're talking about, the accident and all that, and we want to know what's happy to you. We never get to hear Arisu's answer, but we do hear a conversation with Arisu and with whoever he's on the phone with, and it's led to believe that it's Usagi, because Usagi has said before in the manga and in the live action series that her favorite thing to do is to do hiking. She likes to hike and do cross-country stuff. And he's just talking about, "Oh yeah, I'm about to get my master's degree in psychology, and then finally he's like, "So where do you want to go for like our weekend thing? And can we not go hiking again? I don't really like hiking. A little more my speed, please. Maybe swimming." And that's like, so I'm like, "Oh my god, he's with Usagi." So yeah, the guy that and I think it was a great ending to the series. Do not know how many fucking volumes it is, but honest to God, I think this manga deserves not only a English translation in a manga form, not like on the internet, but actual manga form, but I think it also deserves a full ass anime, not just an OVA series, but a full ass anime, and obviously a live action season 2. Which we're getting live action season 2, but I really think it deserves a live action anime, or a full anime series and not an OVA series. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. And I want to say thank you to all of you who are subscribing to me now. It really helps me out. Also want to give a quick shout out to my brother's friends, Jackson, Arbin, Zach, my brother Matthew. I want to give you a quick shout out. Ian. You all have a great day, and I just want to say to you guys, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up in the comments below. See you guys later.
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。近づかなきゃ、てめえをぶちのめせないんでな。ほうほう。では十分近づくがよい。Let me show you how to scratch it.